Great. So we had some really interesting and good speakers this morning. So for a change of pace, now you get to listen to me. So yeah, hi, my name, I'm Darin Willits. I'm the Director of Engineering at DigitalEd. And we came up with exactly what that means last night at dinner, and it's basically if there's anything wrong in Maple TA or Möbius, it's my fault. Right, so part of my, for the sake of today's talk, part of my role is working with Aaron and Johnny to define sort of what the features are that we're going to be developing and how we're going to develop them. But the other side of it is actually the process of actually how we're going to work and how we're going to develop software. And so that I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that today, just to give you a little bit of an idea of what we're going to be doing and how we're going to be approaching software development going forward. Great. So this is going to be sounds a bit like inside baseball, perhaps a little bit boring, but it is actually really relevant for you because it does directly impact how often you get features and new releases delivered, and if they work or not, which is kind of the whole point. All right, yeah, great, that's me. Okay. So just in terms of, to outline the talk, I'm going to take a quick look back, as scary as it is. I'm going to take a quick look back at where we've been in our software development history, and sort of what we've done over the past couple of years to improve our performance. I'd like to talk very, very quickly about this idea of continuous delivery. I think Jim touched on it, Aaron touched on it, I'm going to touch on it. I'm going to talk more about it. If you're at all interested in any of this stuff, I'll go on for hours, so as Aaron and everybody else knows. So I'd like to talk about that. And then GCP and the whole new deployment platform, which we're really excited about. It is really a next-gen step for us. It's going to improve a lot of the way that we can deliver software, our performance in hosting it, and all that. So I'm going to take a bit of a deeper dive into that, and then I'm going to probably end up rehashing a little bit of what Aaron and Jim and others have talked about in the direction forward. But I'll try to do it from a tax standpoint, because that's what's interesting. Right. So quick look back, the dark days. So our release history in the past, we've had some challenges in getting releases out the door. It's taken a long time. Time between releases has been a year plus in certain cases. We've had quality issues. I mean, pretty much every software company has quality issues. We've had a lot. We've also had issues with, we develop big new features, they change the way everybody works, and then you have to retrain all your users on how to interact with software. So it's no good for anybody. And then all of that combined, there it is. All of that combined means that it's really hard for us to develop. Oh, jeez. No worries. I'm just not built for Yeah. All right. I'm just gonna make me stay really still. All of that has made it really difficult to actually develop new features, because if you have quality issues, if you're having a long time between releases, getting new things developed and it just makes life more difficult. So, I mean, TA started off as a very small product, assessment engine. It's grown into, integrations via open standards into LMSs, and then with Möbius, has added on content creation and presentation. We started off from small user base, hosted internally, and grown now to hundreds of schools and many hundreds of thousands of users. So that scaling problem has engendered some challenges. Right. So this is either going to be really fun. Okay, so it's not all, so that's it. That's all the past, right? That's all behind us, where it's a new day dawns, and it's not all, it's actually, I've got a good story to tell. So over the past couple of years, we've been doing a transition internally into trying to be more agile in our development philosophy. This has been a little bit of a journey, right? I don't know if anybody, how much you know about agile, the methodology, but it's not really a destination, but it's like it's a road. So you're always just trying to continually improve in how you do things. So we've been, over the past couple of years, we've been working on this, and I think we've got some pretty good story to tell, or pretty good progress that we've made. Of course, having said that, we've made a lot of progress, but we're not there yet, right? We're always going to try to continually get better at this. So it's, like I say, it's a road. So that idea is going to keep coming back. But one thing I can say is the quality is, in general, improving. So this graph and my interpretation of it is very poor. So the academics in the room, because all of them are kind of hate me. This shows actually our the number of issues that we found, our QA team has found internally over the past, I think, going back 2 years. This thing is hanging on by a thread, man. It's all good. There you go. There you go. So, as we can see from our beautiful trend line, we are getting better, actually. Over the past 2 years, things have been improving. And very soon, we're going to hit 0 bugs. So, I'm projecting somewhere in the fall, I think, we're going to hit 0. And I'm sure that's going to happen, and somebody's going to hold me to that. But, no, that won't happen. But we will level off. But just the overall trend is the thing I'm trying to highlight here, and the fact that we are getting better. And I think that's a huge win. And the fact that that we're doing that we're showing that we are improving in the quality of our releases, and B, that we can track it is a big thing. So it actually ties, as much as we've been talking about analytics and tracking in product, we also want to be tracking how we develop software and so that we can measure how we do things and then improve. This idea of measurement, iteration, and improving is not just for Möbius, but is also a cultural thing across the company. Right. One of the ways that we've achieved this is through the use of automated testing. So particularly, as you'll see with the numbers up here, on the MapleNet side, as Darin showed you, we've got a new, completely new MapleNet implementation that's going to be powering both computation and math apps in the 2018 release. We've been working on it for roughly 4 years. This has been my baby for a long time. And we started off from the very beginning realizing that we needed to build in from the ground up automated testing so that every build that comes off the line, we are increasing our confidence in its reliability and quality. So we've got a fair, So we've got a fair number of acceptance tests. Those run, like I say, on every build. And we've been doing the same thing with Möbius. Now, Möbius is actually, in certain respects, a much bigger product, bigger user surface. So we've got a lot of work to do on this front, but we've made some pretty impressive strides in this area too. So these are really helping us achieve that improvement in quality. Right. So continuous delivery. So this is really it's all kind of mixed into your quality and your ability to release the software more frequently. They're tied together, and it's interesting because now we've actually this group has done studies that they can show a direct correlation between the success of a company and their ability to deliver software with high throughput and a lot of quality, or like high quality level. And those two they're not independent. They're teams that perform well at both. And teams that generally don't at all. So as much as we want to make sure that we are improving the quality of every build and we want to also be able to deploy that out to production on a frequent basis. So, continuous delivery is great. Facebook delivers software into production multiple times a day, as does other social media platforms, which is all well good. We're not quite there yet. We started with, like I said, multi or at least year-long release cycles. So we're going to start by trying to pull that in to shorter time frames as Darin mentioned. We're going to try to get into the release out in the fall. But the important thing to note, like I said, is that the quality of the release and the release cadence go hand in hand. So you can't just focus on one or the other. You have to be able to release. You have to have the quality in order to release often. You have to be able to release often to get quality out to your users. So, the big thing though, from your perspective, is, dear God, don't push builds out to me every day. You're going to break my stuff, right? And I completely understand that because we've done it. We've broken your stuff. So. I think it's the critical component here is that we need to build trust and our ability to deploy these builds out without breaking anything. So this is going to be I wish I had a magic wand. This one won't work, and I could just wave it and make this all better. It's going to take time. And it's going to take time to build that trust that we can do that. And then we have to understand that we're in an industry and a market that is highly regulated, and we can't always just push builds out like Facebook can. So we have to measure things based on the specific needs of users. Okay. Oh yeah, and if, like Jim, if you have any questions at any time, just interrupt me. Okay. So the new deployment platform. This is the big exciting thing. It's actually not as bad as that picture, the current situation, but it was a good picture. But we are migrating into the cloud. The big push is to deploy this stuff into the cloud. It's okay. I get penalty points for that. There you go. Cool. I'm just gonna It'll stay. It's all good. Right, so this is the new deployment platform. It's powered by Google, Google Cloud. It's pretty much the latest and greatest. We've been testing this thing. It's been under development for, active development for, God, it's got to be over almost 2 years now. So this has been something we've been working hard on for a long time. We've been rigorously testing it for the past number of months, anyway, dating back to late last year under active testing that we've done. And the idea is to really to build a platform that will support us in our journey of continuously delivering things, right? We need to be able to automatically deploy builds out without having to do manual work. So that's been a lot of the driving force behind this effort. Okay, so when we talk about cloud platforms, I mean, there's 1,001 of them out there. The big boys are AWS, Google, and Azure. Strangely enough, Microsoft thinks it can be a cloud platform. But we chose Google. The advantages are, I mean, they stack up well against each other, but Google, I think the big advantages are the ability to these robust suite of configurable VMs. You can kind of mix and match and build your system the way that you'd like. Cloud SQL gives us a fully managed database, so we don't have to monkey about with databases. We can get on with the business of actually improving our application rather than the infrastructure. World-class network firewall. I mean, Google has spent a ridiculous, an insane amount of money building their own network between their data centers. It is arguably the best in the world, and now we're running on top of it. And also a suite of identity and access management, so we can make sure that we control who has access to what, as well, like with people as well as with automated systems. And the big one, especially for those in Europe, well, everybody really, the GDPR imposes some restrictions, is that everything is encrypted at rest. Great. So like I mentioned, it's been in active testing or active development for a long time. We've been testing we've been testing it like a lot. We've had new beta pilot customers on the new platform, like I said, starting early this year. UW has moved their staging and development pipeline onto GCP. And we've done some of the most rigorous, actually the most rigorous load testing that we've ever done on the application, specifically targeting the new platform. So, and we've seen some really exciting numbers. Under intense load, response times are easily between 10 to 25% better. And this is like the capacities, the system's hurting, or the system's being pounded here. So that's really good. Like, this is worst case scenario. And the exciting news is we've started moving production instances over to GCP late last month, early this month. So I think this is, I really am excited about this, because this is a huge step forward for us. It's been something we've been working on for a long time, and I think it's gonna make a huge difference. Right. Yeah. Okay. So now here's the fun bit, because now I get to talk about the stuff moving ahead. So my background is as a UI developer. I've been at MapleSoft for 11 years. I started on the Maple desktop product and worked on everything pretty much. But I come at everything with a UI focus. So for me, I'm a relatively newcomer to TA as a product. I've been on the team now for about a year, which is like kind of a new kid on the block a bit. And coming at it from a user perspective, I've been playing with the product and, well, let's just say I'm impressed with you guys because the quality of the content that you have created, given the challenges that we have put in front of you, is impressive. It's just simply like astounding because I haven't been able to do it yet. So I really do. I feel like we've got an excellent, actually, and all kidding aside, we've got an excellent product underneath us. But we do have I do see some challenges with UI and UX that I'd like to address. Content creation and content management, this is a big one. I mean, how do you create content and make it easy? Like getting in, it shouldn't actually require training. You should walk into this thing, it should just work. It should be obvious, right? How to do things. Icons shouldn't be. So, and then how do we manage that content, right? Once you've created some content, how do you manage its life cycle and manage the workflow of that content and iterate on it and be able to do that in a very easy and seamless way. So I've seen a lot of users, UW being a classic example of doing lots of workarounds to solve these problems. So I'd like to go back and address the core issues of how do we manage the content. Mabel, I think Aaron touched on this, and Jim did as well. Mabel is a core piece of the product. It's the real value add, and we make interacting with it challenging. So I'd like to make that a whole lot more seamless. I'd like to have an interface. I'd like to have question algorithms and grading code that's just strictly Mabel. Right? You just code it right there, and it runs, and you can see the results. We've got to treat this. We've got to improve that interaction. So that's some of the stuff I would like to be working on. It dovetails hopefully neatly with Aaron's roadmap. Great. And then analytics. Analytics is huge, actually, and we've just scratched the surface in the 2018 release. And I mean, which is great. We've got some really useful feedback now coming, but I think it's only just the beginning. We can, we've got to bring that data back inside the product. We've got the dashboard demo for you, which are sort of external to the product right now. We need to bring that data back in. Be able to present it in conjunction with like gradebook data, etc. And then what's really exciting from a technical standpoint, because it's going to be very difficult, is trying to do some machine learning on that and seeing what we can learn and what we can flag, so that instructors and authors don't need to go and try to mine the data themselves. We need to be able to try to get as much as we can to go further. Right.
Darin, maybe it's a very down-to-earth question, but
no, it's all good because that's it. That's all I'll have. So bring it.
I can imagine that one day in my lectures, one of the students will say to me, Nico, I have this Google account, the Google Analytics. What will Google know about my personal learning abilities? So what should I tell that student?
Yeah, well, if they have a Google, yeah. I'm not sure the two things are tied, right? First of all, their Google account shouldn't be tied to their Google TA account, I suppose. So we got to be anonymizing that to an extent. So
But they're on the same laptop, so, but I sort of think that's a solid answer. Maybe not now, but
yeah,
the questions will come.
yeah, absolutely. And I think that that's going to be really important, especially in the context of GDPR. It's forced us to think about that, and it's not a bad thing that it's forcing us to think about it. It's really good. We need to be able to address those issues. Is what it comes down to, and we need to be able to protect the user data while still being able to glean, like to use it to glean some information from it, right? So right now, I mean, the data, we have all the data anyway, right? It's all inside of TA. So we're not really adding too much here. It's just we're giving a way to mine it. So, but yes, absolutely, data security and privacy is really important. So you'll see in this release, we don't present any user data. So those dashboards that Aaron demoed don't have any specifying. It's all in aggregate. We're taking a very high level look at that specifically for that reason. We need to make sure that we put proper controls in place before we can allow people to drill into that level. Right? Yeah, it's a thorny big issue, and we want to make sure we do it right. For sure.
Just to that comment, I don't know that Google is an issue because I believe it's the case that vendors who make use of the Google Cloud do not sign over the data to Google.
Yeah.
But there are other agents that one has to worry about. Somebody like Palantir, who gets paid to read your email. Those state-sponsored agents are a genuine issue, but I'm not sure that we have any control over those ones.
It's the same as with how we're storing grade data, right? We have to encrypt it at rest. We have to keep the data. Ultimately, we have to make sure that we're putting proper controls in place to ensure that can't be mined. Yes, sir.
Because you're working in the world of education, building trust is not just a matter of building trust with individuals, right? It's also building trust with institutions, and that's a thornier question,
Yep.
right? I mean,
That's actually the one that I'm concerned about.
yeah, I mean, I might say it's well worth the risk of you breaking my stuff because of what you offer me, and if you do break my stuff, then I trust you to fix it and show. But my institution might have policies in place that actually prevent them being that trusting.
Yep.
You see what I mean?
Yes, absolutely.
And I see you've anticipated this issue. What are you?
Well, I think
What
that's
do you do about it?
Yeah. Well, what do I do about it? So we do the best we can, like within that framework, right? I think first of all, I think we build the trust with the individuals that if I have you convinced that I can release software, then I can push up onto the institution level a bit. But yeah, it's definitely a challenge. The one thing I'll say is that the industry seems to be going this direction more with continuous like software as a service offerings. So I'm hoping that over time, if we can build that trust level up, that we can start to break down those walls.
I hope so.
But I think really the first thing that we need to do that's on us is to show that we can do what we're saying we can, right? And show it repeatedly over time.
So you and Aaron and Jim have all mentioned in one way or another the resources going in. And Jim showed a slide with 7 to be hired slots.
I was wondering who would pick up on that.
So I'm wondering what the progress is on filling those 7 to be hired slots in the development team.
I'm super glad you asked. We have a new developer starting on Monday, actually. Fresh-faced young kid out of school, but we're super excited to have him on board. Overall, recruiting it's actually my biggest concern right now is getting quality people in the door, because we are in a phase of trying to build the team so that we can address this. And it is a challenge. I think we're doing better at it now than we were because we are getting more quality candidates. So I think the outlook is good.